All right, my fellow English speaker, this video is for you. As you maybe know, I am currently doing 5 days of the week on pro analysis. I've started with the episode one with Daniel, which is known for being world champions last years with energies. And today, this week, we are focusing on Vatira. I will do this more often as some of my contacts asked me to do it to serve my content in English. To reach more people and to explain better because the English translation on YouTube is kinda bad. All right, and it may seem monotonous if you do this thing with the AI where it's auto translating. So the concept is simple in a way. Even if we are analyzing pro players, I try to let's say look about patterns, strengths and weaknesses of different players, and also in both context of 2v2s, ranked mode, and 3v3s. So most of time, the second game will be on the team that the player is on. For Vatira is, as you may know, Carmine Corp with Juicy and Atto. All right. And we started pretty good with Vatira. For day one, we stated that his solo play setups might be not bad, but it could be optimized. And maybe he can force on doing more control into flick rather than going up in the air, for say, and maybe giving him basis on the decision-making process. I think it's important to have basis to that you can come back if you need or if you don't really know what to do in a specific place. So how to have a good process of decision making, you have to first get information, then position yourself, then commit on the play. If you forget about one state, it will bring your decision making in a bad way, right? So maybe for Vatira, one more detail is that he often takes a lot of information. As you maybe know, Vatira is a player that is really adaptive regarding his teammate, but also his opponents. So maybe sometimes he tends to take too much information, and that's doesn't make him slow, especially, but maybe when we want him to commit, he will stay on the grasp of information. So that's a point. Uh, Above all, he has a really good boost management, right? He knows how to feather his boost, not wasting it. And he also, as a team on Carmine Cup, especially for the day one, we've seen that he offers a lot of solution, but that is rarely uh, uh, took by his teammates. So let's say, for example, he will position himself in order to receive a pass, but his mates won't take the pass play, right? So that's maybe a pattern that I've spot that Carmine Cup could improve on. For the for the day two, again, the solution of controlling into flicking or dribbling is maybe a thing that Vatria could work on, even if there were more of it on the 2v2 perspective. And also a detail that he had a lot of solo plays, but that really tends to do something on the long-term play. So maybe we want him to bring added value, right, on his solo play. and to upgrade his percentage of clutch capital. I don't know if that's the right word for English. By advance, sorry if my English skills sucks, right? Maybe we want to work on follow-up of the actions and especially on the team context, and maybe for Carmine Corp. Back in last year, we've seen that it's a team that can really apply a lot of pressure, but nowadays it's a little bit less pressure, less follow-up of action, both on defensive and offensive side, and maybe sometime, I don't know, because I don't have the invoice com, right? In-game com, sorry. Maybe there is few misunderstanding on the team, so maybe that's a thing that Carmine Corp can work on, trying to reach again the pressure momentum, or maybe as they have a new player, Juicy, they want to optimize and to reach a new height regarding their game plan. We will go straight for the game 2s. La vidéo is in English maintenant? Yeah, I'm doing this for my English speaker viewer and whatever. That way they can maybe better understand what I'm trying to do and how I'm doing it, right? I'm not going to translate the whole video in French because there is already enough of French content, I guess. We have 4 days in French and only 1 day in English, so I don't need to translate it, all right? Plus, we are gonna do the recap tomorrow for today in French.
Ouf
So,
l'analyse.
and Scrimby, Pigne. Okay, let's see what he got. Okay, good challenge. I mean, it's not especially a good challenge, but let's say it's kind of neutral kickoff. Cyrus can bump the Kyrox guy. Taking, oh, taking few pads. I don't know what happened here. I don't, maybe he timed the boost respawn, but that's a bit weird, honestly. Okay. What happening? What is happening, bro? By the way, Cyrax, Abdullah, Kirox are kind of good players, right? We don't want to... We want to go deep in details because I cannot get, let's say, general terms in a lobby like this. That's a great play. He got a 50, a challenge there. An amazing challenge that goes directly on the net.
Dog glitch it my little balls.
Yeah, really little. They strat kickoff, but I don't really see the point of what they are doing on the opponent side. Okay, he want to go under Abdullah as he cannot recover good. That bring the blue team a little bit of tempo. That way they could handle the situation better as Abdullah doesn't have any boost to recover from it, so it might be a really great situation. Let's say counter attack, something like this. Unfortunately, they bump themselves, but Vatira managed to score again an easy goal, honestly. Okay, I don't like that photo, honestly. It's a bit sided. Plus, sometimes you want to be a little bit sided, especially if you communicate about it. I don't know if that's the case for Cyrex and Vatira, but you have the possibility to do a sided photo, right? But what not pique my interest, but seems a bit off, is that We use a lot of boost. We do the follow really fast just to slow down when we have to commit or to go back on defense or whatever. And we are, let's say, in the sauce, right? I will use sometimes French term, but it's kind of a tricky situation there where Vatira cannot do anything because he closed the gap between the kickoff position and the follow-up too fast, and is not able to play at least a challenge or 50-50 on the ball. That's a kickoff goal anyway, but I think the follow-up had a great responsibilities on this. All right. Yeah. Remember what I told you about decision making, right? Process. At first, we need to capture to. I don't have every of the translation, but I think you will understand my point. We want to see that Kyrox is going to boom the ball, right? But right now, we positioned ourselves before knowing that Kyrox will have the control of the ball and can either control it or boom it. And where is Vatira right now? He is playing the case of Kyrox controlling the ball, even if he is booming it. So he cannot commit right. All right, good defense. Oh, I don't like this, honestly. It's a misplay, right? But as I told for the day 2, I don't know really Vatira personally, right? But what it shows on choose ranked mode is that he don't really know how to control very well the ball, right? Because you see there, maybe we don't even want to control the ball, right? Yeah, unfortunate to have done Daniel in French and Vatira in English. Yeah, but back in that time, I didn't think about it. So no, every episode will have one section in English, one part in English, right? So come back to the play. Maybe we directly want to go maybe for a demo and let our teammate take the not the lead, but take back the possession of the ball, right? That's what happened, but a little bit delayed. Oh, right. Good job from Abdullah. Oh, again, you see, that's why it's really important to be aware of what is happening right now on the pitch. Right now, Vatira is well positioned, right? But he is not sure about what it is happening, right? But Vatira naturally have a really great to say that he can take the information really well, but on this specific play it seems like he didn't take it, sorry. See, he's committing front flipping or side flipping, diagonal flipping, whatever, when Abdullah is nearly 0.5 seconds on hitting the ball. So he will go straight when the ball is going back on his back, right? So that's it won't give a goal to the opponent team, but it might be really. That's really not a good positioning that he had right now, and that's because of his decision making that is not respecting the order of the process, right? First you want to grasp the information, then you want to position yourself, and then you want to commit or not. Okay. Ooh. Cyrax is leaving the ball. That's a good play, honestly. Nice one. Yeah, that's way better. I mean, it's not really academic or really perfect, but it is enough, right? Yesterday we've seen that Vatira had 100 more setups than on this game, and yet he managed to score a goal from the only setup he has, right?
Why does your title say French if it's for speaking English?
Why not? You didn't think about it, true? Okay, again, it's a really quick follow. What we can do maybe is, oh, it's not really quick, my bad. But when the kickoff happens, he's really close to the ball. So maybe we want to speed up a little bit to grab a demo on Abdullah, right? Because again, he's playing the follow of the kickoff, but he cannot play what happens on the kickoff, right? So basically, he could be grabbing a boost or outside the pitch, it will result the same, right? Ah, unfortunate. Nice one. Yeah, that's a solid follow, right? Here we have the decision-making process really better than before. You see that the bounce of the ball will come, let's say, on the middle, right? So he positioned himself after knowing that and commit. That's really good play. Okay, we can control. Oh, solo play is also good, nicely. Great. Taking. I'm not sure that he could have the control of the ball, right? Because if he takes the time to control the ball, Kyrox will probably come for a bump or demo. So that's even better that he goes for a solo play in the air. Peut-être nous sommes en cours d'anglais. That's it for the game 2. Yeah, maybe. Um, I'm translating it in French also. Better on the solo setup. Keep an eye on the decision-making process. Yeah, we've seen two situations where Vatira positioned himself before taking the information, whether it's the opponent on the backboard ready to boom the ball, or the opponent again with the either the control of the ball or the boom of the ball situation opportunities. So maybe we want to focus on this. And it can be tricky for Vatira because when you are a player like him, you want to adapt yourself. But like I said before, sometimes too much is just too much, right? So maybe we want to play a little bit more of feeling, instinct, right? Rather than scanning everything that's happening on the pitch. And you can do that, especially if you are the first man, whether on twos or threes, all right? Because what we want to achieve when we are first man is to put pressure on the play.
Beat button.
It's to put pressure on the play and to do it fast, as fast as possible. Or maybe we want to give time for our teammate to come back, but it's all about where is my mate when I commit, right? But most of the time we want, especially in defensive side, we want as first man to commit fast or to make the opponent do his move, right? To trigger his move. So maybe we want to play more with feeling as Vatira as first man. We will go on the trees game, which is and the series they've done on the first open against Today in One Brev. Let me take some notes before.
The Trisology.
What do you mean, the Trisology? Yeah, we'll cut the TTS. They will go on strike after that. Where is the third game then on the series? And we will again watch especially Vatira, but we may switch the POV sometime if I want to go in depth on specific play or something like this, all right? So yeah, just a little note to myself before, but we've established that Carmine Corp could maybe optimize is their game plan, all right? Because right now there are some situations where Carmine Corp doesn't follow up the entire action, giving the opponent a lot of space and being able to do whatever they want. Like for say, it's just them on free play, right? The opponent. I mean, because we will have, let's say, Atto challenging one specific play, and Jussi Vatira going for the boost or really far from the situation, or the opposite, switch the role, it doesn't matter really. Oh, and the second point is that they seem to have a bit of a lack of collective plays, right? They don't often take the collective opportunities, solution, or whatever you want to call it. Kick-off strategy, right? Vatira and Juicy going for the both of the boost, and Atto is doing the challenge. Um, it could be the maybe the another way to do that kickoff is Juicy, the challenger, natural challenger of the pattern of the kickoff, could go for the challenge, but let's say either lose his kickoff or doing back right or back left, right? But that result a little bit the same because Atto will be a little bit late on the play of the kickoff. And Juicy Vatira, whatever is happening after the kickoff, will be there to play the situation. Okay, solo player Pato bumping. Nice follow-up from Vatira. I prefer that than yesterday. Okay, a little bit of speed, applying more pressure. You see, now it's the time for Carmine Corp to apply even more pressure. Because we already played 2 times and the opponents also played 2 times, right? So they used boost, and Vatira grab boost out the only resource they had. All right. Justy was very far away from the play, but now we can go up on the pitch with 100 boost. Hato will probably get a demo, so it's a situation where we maybe take a little risk of going again on the play, but that way, if we manage to have a good challenge, the opponent will have we see the only HB have boost. If we play one more time, the 3 of them won't have any resource left, so we could manage to have an easy goal or easy shot or whatever. But non, j'ai dit que je le coupais et tu l'as fait quand même. T'écoutes pas, t'es puni, pas remboursé. But that's the thing. We have some trouble to follow up action, right? Maybe Juicy was a little bit too far. And let's see on this POV if he could done better. Yeah, there is no pads at all. Maybe we can grab 2, 3 pads, and rather than being really, really far, we could be. I will try to show you what I have in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I thought it's playing. I could go on that play, but right now Juicy is really far, and it's understable that he hesitates to go on the pitch, to go on the play. Sorry. Okay, good communication. Close one. Comment on dit? Bon livrage de colis, crime. Okay, nice. Oh, that's not a great touch, honestly. He followed the situation, right? But it's not a good touch. Too easy for the opponent. Okay, try to connect with Juicy. That's a good play. Yeah, maybe that's a bit tricky, but I tend to say for my player, maybe I'm wrong, right? That if your first player, your first mine, which is Juicy right now, is playing for solo plays and doesn't tell you that he will maybe connect with you or trying to bump or whatever, we want to Vatira to give him space, right? Because right now no one is challenging, but maybe Vatira could demote the goalkeeper without taking too much risk because we have Atto going back, right? So here we are just waiting that something happens, and that might be handled better. Ooh. Someone has to go, right? Okay, close one. Yeah, we didn't trust, but it wasn't trustable much, I think. The last touch from Atto wasn't predictable. I mean, you kind of have to be, let's say, a little bit dumb if you trust Atto to outspeed, outplay 2 players that are full boost when he is low boost, right? So I could understand why Vatira didn't go at first. Right? We heard him. Yeah, that's a bit bizarre to get scored like this, honestly. What happened between our two other men? Okay, they bumped each other one time here, and the bad recover from Atto. Good demo there. I think we are too awaiting. I don't know if that's a right word, but we want to apply pressure again, right? To make him, to force Acro to do something. But right now we are just, okay, go on, do your thing. I will take back the position after, right? I hope you see what I mean. But it's kind of, I will translate this word, sorry. In French, we say attentiste. prediction. It's a little bit wait and see, right? When we are Carmine Corp, we don't want to wait and see. We want to impose ourselves rather than, okay, go on acro. You're just a low tier player. I don't trust you to do whatever you want. But that's not really a good mindset to have, I think. Yeah, and Tempo literally just hit the ball on the goal. Plus Hato recovering badly. I mean, it's better to make mistakes but try than doing nothing and get beaten anyway, right? I don't know if you follow my path of thinking. Okay. That's a good play. Control on the corner, that's really great. Oh. Merited. I mean, we again, see, we commit before knowing what will happen. And that's something we've checked on two's mode, but it also work on three's mode, right? We jumped in further on the pitch before knowing that Juicy will get challenged and highly probable that he won't win the challenge right here, resulting the demo. Right, they missed. Yeah, that's not a high value play, honestly. He tried. He tried at least. Good bump. Of course, we want, when we are the level Carmine copies, we want to play faster, better, stronger. Daft Punk, whatever. But sometimes the best is not playing fast, it's playing well, right? And we often see pro players slowing down. For every people around GC3 or SSL that think you need to be fast in order to be good, that's totally wrong. Sometimes it's better to just slow down to play a better play, right? Okay, nice one. Another strat, yeah. Okay, so here we see Hato faking. I'm not sure he's faking, maybe he's just going straight for the boost, yeah. Going for, let's say, half back kickoff, something like this, and Vatira still covering the worst case scenario. So I think that could be, depending the situation and the game flow and things like this, it could be great strategy, kickoff strategy, but yeah, I think it might be close to all-in situation, because if that goes right, Atto can directly boom the ball right straight on the net. So it's an interesting kickoff strategy, I think. Nice challenge, giving the ball to Atto. Yeah, I've seen Atto performing better on the dot. Oh, he didn't get the reset, I think, but for someone like Hato, it's really poor. Okay, I don't really like the way it's going there, because let's come back a little bit. You see, we have all three players going on the exact sustained zone, which is really something we want to avoid at all cost. The more we cover space, the more we can play situation, different situation. On this particular positioning, we could play only one situation. That is happening, lucky us, right? He's just timing the ball. But let's say Acro plays on the opposite side, no one will be able to play it, right? Maybe it's not showing, but he failed a little bit on what he wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, even if Acro shot on the wall, no one could play the move, right? So, not a fan of what they've done there, Carmine Corp. Yeah, plus maybe if we had taken the information better earlier, we would see that Acro is on his last play right here, right now. So even if maybe he can go for water read, but the way he started his setup wasn't showing he will go for water read. But there we play a little bit in a rush, right? We could have done better, I think. Nice shot. Again, nice shot. Oh, unfortunate. Nice turn back by Juicy. And the minute we start to apply great pressure, we score. Alright. Not a bad clear. Trying to get to the emo. Everyone dodged. Okay, can play on the right. Okay, then setup. Then catches. Could he played on the right? No. Or maybe if he dropped it, that may be more difficult than playing for solo. Maybe there we don't especially want to outpass, no, to outplay HB. Maybe we want more on getting a great 50 that will go down. That way Juicy could keep up the position, apply pressure one little more. But here we are on the end of the play and we just gave the position away, I think. Alright. Nice one. Really nice. I thought he would go for a bump, right? On tempo. Good play. Cook cook. Off guard. Off guard. Golf? I don't know. Sometimes English is hard for French speaker. Nice bump. Okay, maybe you want to have some, you know, joystick camera because we lose some information right here. We know that someone is trying to bump us, but where is the last player? We don't know, except when he is already on the play. So maybe Juicy and Hato called it on the voice com, but what if not? Oh. Yeah, see, and that's what I meant with joystick camera, right? You check where is Juicy. All right. So maybe today there were a little bit of follow-up, a little bit more. And that's great. Maybe that what lacks on Carmine Corp, they won, right? So it lacks nothing per se. But if we want to go even higher on the play, maybe sometimes they don't apply very well the pressure they should apply, right? So maybe that's the thing they could work around. I'm not saying they have to play exactly the way they played when Drali was with Hato and Vatira. They have more benefit to play around Juicy and uh, and to work around the new alchemy, team alchemy. But maybe yeah, the pressure they apply is not enough sometimes. And we also see that when they do it well, they score on the 10 second of the pressure, they score. So that could be a good thing to work on. What's more? Yeah, again, I see. Maybe I don't have the voice com, but we can see that sometimes we don't share the right information because mm, uh, when we see Vatira trying to see where Juicy is, and Juicy is grabbing the corner right boost, that means Juicy didn't tell is going to grab the back boost, right? Because if it did tell, then Vatira has no point on watching where he is, right? So maybe we want to refine our communication because I think in-game voice com are there to bring what you cannot see naturally and with less effort than if you are going to analyze and scan everything that's happening on the pitch. So maybe, yeah, we can work also around the team communication, which is based on 5 pillars that you can see on my, not latest, but some of my video. You have to communicate in game as a team on your intention when you have a play. Let's say you have the ball, you want to say if you are going to get a challenge, a 50, or if you are going to flick, control, or whatever. Let's communicate about your intention first. Second, your resource, right? If you are low boost, high boost, or whatever. Third, about your positioning. If Vatira says I'm corner boost, it's not the same as if I'm top boost, right? It's the opposite side of the pitch. So it gives great information that his mate won't have to take. What's nice? Yeah, some team it's maybe a little bit tricky. Some teams likes to come about their opponent, right? But be careful about this because sometimes you will, let's say, Akro is going for a solo setup, and you say, okay, he will get a reset, but then he's just shooting on the ball, right? So it can bring a bit of confusion on the team, but it's still good to communicate about opponent or demos. And last but not least, the fifth pillars of the team communication is about your flow rate. I know that Carmine Corp has a good flow rate on the communication, but still think about it. Maybe we want to deliver the message in a concrete, short, and clear way. If that doesn't match the 3 point, it's a bad communication. It's not the best communication you can do. Okay, that's it. It was a little bit hard for me, to be honest, to review in English that way because most of my theory and the thing I'm doing is in French. Even if I can coach in English, it might be a little bit harder for me to put some words of what I'm thinking, right? So sorry by advance. It's if it's a bit confusing or not really clear. I've tried my best on this, and I think the more I will do this, the better it will be. I hope you like it, my biquettes, and I see you for the next episode. I will do that every episode of the series. Uh, we have a list of every pro that could be reviewed, and I think I will do every third part in English. So take care and peace.